Welcome to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors. This podcast aims to simplify all aspects of personal finance and helps you make smart and informed choices about money so that you can live happier and stress-free lives. Today's episode is brought to you by Chanda Varma, who is a financial coach and vice president with the doctor practice at MFA, the only company in India having a dedicated practice for doctors.
Hi, today's podcast may be the perfect investing lesson for us, a lesson that we will hopefully never forget. See, in the backdrop of geopolitical tensions, subdued global economic growth, the Indian stock market has showcased remarkable resilience throughout 2023. Despite many challenges, both Nifty 50 and BSE Sensex, India's stock exchanges, the prominent ones, recorded substantial gains, marking 2023 as their second best year since 2017. But let's see what our top strategists, like who's who, like for example the Bank of America, said about their forecasts for India for the calendar year 2023. This was at the beginning of this year, 2023. They expected the markets to be flat and Nifty to be at 18,000 levels. But where are the markets right now? A new all-time high of 22,000 by Nifty 50. Array, most strategists were bearish about the US economy too, confidently predicting a recession for last 2 years. And look where US is today. Most companies had stellar results. The US GDP grew at an unbelievable 4.9% in the third quarter of 2023. Who would have thought this? No one is the answer. It is incredibly difficult, if not impossible, to forecast or predict where the stock market will be in a year or in the short run. But strategists, as they are, will often revise their targets as new information keeps coming in. But there are simply too many variables, countless developments. It's simply not possible to make sense of all of this. There are billions of events and interactions which are happening daily. A small event can shake global markets in the short run. Thus, we cannot predict what will happen in the short run. But this hasn't stopped the strategists from making forecasts. They are back with their 2024 forecasts and they'll keep doing this every year. The question to focus on is, why do they do this, even though they get it wrong all the time? All of them are super smart, yet they don't know what's really going to happen over the next 12 months. But that seems to have no impact on their desire to forecast the future. They continue to do this confidently. Why? Because we want it. The public wants it. The investors want it. It's a popular sport with investors. Certainty is so valuable that human beings will never give up their quest for it. The strategists know investors won't come to them if they don't predict or produce a 50 page research reports. They know they are paid to sound certain. They are paid to demonstrate that they are in control. And will people ever choose to ignore these forecasts or these experts? Most won't, some might. They will continue their quest for certainty. But the reality is that we live in an unpredictable world. So the question to ask is not where the stock market will be next year or what the economy might be doing this time next year. Instead, the question to ask is, what will be true of the stock markets 5 years down the line, or 10 years down the line, or even 20 years down the line? What will always remain the same? While there are many things that may change, many things that may remain the same, a key thing to understand is the stock market usually goes up. Understand the word usually, not always. The stock market usually goes up 60 to 70% of the time in a typical year. So, what do you have to do as investors? Not listen to the strategists, but all you have to do is stay invested. The real secret in investing is time. The magic is in compounding. The longer you allow time to work on your investments, the better it is for you and your family. So just stay invested. Take out money when you need it for a purpose and let compounding do its job. But some people can't do this. I have people asking me, markets are high, should we get out, book profits, do something? What if this is a bubble? Should I wait? Doing nothing at times like this may seem counterintuitive because we've been trained to think that when we do something more, when we churn, when we take these strategy moves, we will get more. But that is not true. And all you have to do is stay invested if you don't need the money. And that is the lesson for today. Thank you so much for listening in. God bless.
You were listening to the Personal Finance Podcast for Doctors with Chanda Varma. If you find this podcast relevant and interesting, do share it with other doctors as well. It will be great if you leave a review, share, like and subscribe. You could also let us know if there is any specific topic that you would like us to cover. For any queries or help, you can get in touch with MFA's Doctor Practice Team at 892-800-6140.